Hello everyone, this is a short video that compares the Penguin Dictionary of Literary Theory and Literary Terms. So, what I've got is an example of the 4th edition. So this is a fairly large book, and it does have 991 pages. And it is literally in dictionary format, which you can, whatever that one was, Franciscan literature and then free association. And sometimes, occasionally, otherwise a paragraph maybe or two, and otherwise sometimes a page or two, occasionally. So, for instance, essay gets pretty much 4 pages in this book. Interestingly enough. But that brings us kind of directly on to there is a 5th edition. This is the 5th edition, which I picked up or purchased. I don't know whether it's amusing or I've noticed Americans, they do tend to say that they picked everything up. They never buy anything. It's very worrying, you know. They pick everything up. But anyway, yeah. I just think it's kind of an amusing variation in language between our cousins across the water. But anyway, yeah. So that's the 4th edition, and this is the 5th edition. Now then, I've got a few notes here. As you may have reckoned, the 5th edition is less. There are less pages. There are 991 pages in the 4th edition, and 784 in the 5th edition. So what are they doing, and therefore what's the difference? So it seems like a review is in order. Excuse me, a very good idea. So what are they doing? How they do it is basically the paper is very thin, and it is very thin on both of them, but the font is kind of smaller, rather noticeably smaller in the 5th edition. And that does manage to make up for, over 150 pages difference. I mean, not too far away from 200 less pages just from a change in the font. Amazingly enough. Or is it that things have been taken out or reduced? Are we shortchanged in this edition? So I thought it'd be worth to have a look exactly whether or not that's really the case. I mean, this is sort of basically the content, the substance of a book. So what's happened? What has changed? Well, we can start by saying that this was first published in 1977, and the 4th edition was 1998. Whereas this 5th edition is 2013. So there's only 15 years difference between 1998 and 2013. So what's changed? And he does say in the in his preface, kind of material to him, the editorial aim has been to produce an updated and more comprehensive version of the 4th edition. So we have tried to remain mindful of the fact that we are revising a volume that has hitherto enjoyed great success and has effectively created a wide audience. Hence, while we have endeavored to update and modernize, that could be it seemed unbefitting to transform it beyond recognition in terms of a certain amount of structure. So there's he talks about he didn't want to discard its distinctive characteristics. For instance, its historical range, its conciseness and wit, its intellectual, no, it doesn't say that, it says intercultural breadth and readability, appealing as it does to a broad spectrum of people. Okay, so, well, I kind of sort of, okay, the dictionary, so it's easy to compare. So I opened up a page, and in this one there is an entry for blog, pure and simple, and there isn't in the 4th edition. 1998, no blog. 2013, blog. And perhaps at the end, having gone through it sort of thereafter alphabetically, there's no graphic novel in the 4th edition, but there's an entry for graphic novel in this one. Yeah. Okay. All well and good. Yeah. Most of the others are of all of a piece, as it were. If only. So there are lots of things that have been added, as he implied, in this edition, and they include bourgeoisie, cosmopolitanism, comparative literature, gets half a page but had only 2 sentences in the 4th edition. Constructionism is only in the 5th edition. There is more about copyright in this 5th edition. Criticism and critical theory only appears in the 5th edition. And then there is cultural capital, cultural imperialism, cultural materialism, and cultural studies, as well as culture industry and culture itself. All of these are only in the 5th. Renaissance humanism is only in the 5th. Essentialism is only in this 5th edition. Estrangement gets a half a page, whereas previously it had just 1 sentence in the 4th edition. Ethical criticism, ethical studies, ethnocentrism, and ethnography are all only in this 5th edition. Feminist criticism is actually similar, curiously enough, or not, as the case may be, but it's been adjusted in this 5th edition. Freudian criticism only appears in the 4th edition. Perhaps that is curiously enough. But there is, in this 5th edition, an entry for psychoanalytic criticism, perhaps instead. Genre theory is also only in the 5th edition, and post-colonialism, surprise, surprise, and post-impressionism also is only in this 5th edition. And to wrap that all up with a bow, realism, the entry for realism, philosophy's, one of philosophy's probably main problems that we really need to talk about, has been adjusted in this 5th edition. So, there you have it. The main thing that I can say about the 4th edition is, not as nice a looking book. This one, obviously, as you saw, is a bit old and a bit aged, and it's just generally not such a nice thing as the newer 5th edition. But nonetheless, the interesting thing that I said right at the beginning was the difference for the entry for essay, which has, remind me, one paragraph in the 5th edition, one paragraph only, but 4 pages in this one. And I read it through, and it is ridiculously interesting. And that's kind of where, it's sort of like over to you. Make your decision, check it out, or not, as the case may be. And literally, I'm going to leave it there. What you make of it is what you make of it. If you cast your eye over the entry for essay in the 4th edition, then you may, but then again maybe not. I don't know. Realize the substance and content of the 4th edition, and perhaps in contrast to the 5th. But that's seemingly where the sort of the intellectual journey has gone. They're not journeying back; they're journeying forward. Presumably, it's called progress, and presumably, there's a whole lot of people who wouldn't say that it's progress at all. Perhaps play Clint Eastwood, in the middle, and the Mexicans on one side and the other lot on the other side. The Rojos. Is it the Rojos? The Baxters and the Rojos. That's no problem. We can deal with them. But the Mexicans on one side, and the Unionists or something or other on the other, too dangerous. So I'm going to leave it like that. It's a funny old world, and bye for now.